So, you are all very successful women leaders, and so I want to do just a quick round table. Can you please give everyone your name, who you are, and what you do? Just a little bit of a one-liner.
My name is Tammy Demirza, and my clients experience, the C-suite executives, the entrepreneurs, and the business owners experience real breakthroughs and transformations by realizing their unrealized potential through their intuitive abilities.
Excellent. I'm Melanie Groff. I'm a high-performance coach. I also have a horse ranch in Texas where I give people the VIP experience. If you ever want to come ride a cutting horse, it's the most fun you can ever have on a horse. I have gone from engineer to entrepreneur through many years of experience, and I'd love to help each and every one of you to live to your full potential.
I'm Jenny Goforth Hickerson, and my company is Goforth Wellness. I have an app that does fitness, nutrition, and I'm also an integrated practitioner, so I can help you get to the root of your health issues.
I'm Kelly Vaughn, and I am a singer in town. I'm an impersonator, but I also sing as myself. It's my job to entertain you and make you forget about everything else for 90 minutes when you come to see me.
Perfect. Okay, good. So Tammy, we're going to start with you. When it comes to being an aspiring woman leader and in the space that you're in, tell me how you navigate the challenges of being able to balance everything as a female entrepreneur.
I would say, and this is something that I actually do with my clients, is to help people to balance the masculine energy that you have to be in the world in which we live, but to also embrace the femininity of who you are by having more intuitive skills and reading things. It's really difficult to know when to turn that on and off. And so I would say be both. Be that balance in life of the yin and the yang. Be the masculine and the feminine, and that makes it easier.
Melanie, to you?
I love the idea of really looking at the higher purpose. So if you have your career and you feel like that's what you should be doing, then you have your family, but there's a higher purpose to both, and they align. They're both love. So you don't have to live in conflict. You can go about them both being the same. You can be fully immersed with your family and showing that love for them, but then you can have that love and that time with your career because that is supporting them by giving them that security and that financial ability to provide for them. So it's both love.
Mm-hmm. Jenny?
Yeah, I love this question, actually, because I actually stepped away from a six-figure business building other people's brands and started my own company, but I've got 2 little kids, so balancing that family life and work was extremely hard. And I would say, number one, you have to prioritize your health because you've heard it, health is wealth. And if you don't have that, you're not going to excel. You're not going to be the wife or the husband. You're not going to be able to, excel in your business if you're not taking care of yourself first.
It can be overwhelming. Fortunately, I have a wonderful husband who helps out whenever he can because he travels a lot too, and I travel a lot. And I have a menu board on my refrigerator that has literally saved my marriage. So I put out our meal planning. And if I'm not home to do it, I have 5 children, so 3 are grown, but the teenager at home, she kind of helps out too. So it's teamwork. It's a team. And you need that team behind you in any business that you do.
So we often operate in a very male-dominated space, right? And that can cause us to sometimes have a little bit of self-doubt or thinking that we don't fit in the room. And I want to say every one of you women in the room deserve to be on the stages, okay? We need more women speakers, okay? So, Tammy, to you, how do you overcome those moments where you have that self-doubt?
I think for me, I learned a long time ago that fear is nothing but a cloud. And fear is really indecision. So if you just make a decision and start moving, then you're going to be able to figure out as you go what is the best course of action for you. What is important is if we're paying attention to the inner guidance system that we have, what doesn't feel good, what does feel good, and you go that path.
Melanie, to you?
you have to look at the higher purpose. So if you have that self-doubt, you have to think higher. It's called chunking up. So you look higher than that. You say, what is bigger than me? Well, the bigger part of it is that you're helping others, and then you start thinking less about your own self-doubt. And so you're raising up that even higher than that. So, okay, I'm helping people. What is the greater good? Well, you may even get up to world peace, for instance. Whatever your higher purpose is, then you're going to raise to that level of excellence. And my company, Excellence Daily, I'm not excellent in every way, but the strive to be excellent. So then you consider that your higher purpose and think less about those limiting beliefs.
You know, I think it comes down to self-belief. You have to believe, you have to visualize yourself reaching those goals. I started martial arts actually when I was in my 20s, knew nothing about it, and I'm an all or nothing person. So when I went into that world, I'm like, well, how long till I get my black belt? And I mapped it out. And then I realized there's something called world champion you can get in this organization. So I mapped out my path to getting that. And through that journey, I had everything against me. My age, for one, I'd already hit 30. And my height, I'm 4'11". So in Taekwondo, it's all about kicking the head. And so I competed against a lot of very tall women. But you have to visualize yourself. And I saw myself winning that title, and I knew that I was going to do it. So same thing in business. You have to set those goals, and you have to visualize. You have to speak it. You got to get the negative out of your mind. And then, I know I'm going long, but I want to say one more thing. I just hosted a women's retreat, and I do board breaking because it's so empowering for women, you know, to break through something. But I had these women write down something that was holding them back, a fear or whatever. I thought they would just write down one word. These women were writing books, and these are successful women. You know, they're running businesses, they're doing amazing things. And each person got up there and actually read what was on their board. And that self-doubt, like, I was shocked because I didn't feel that way about them. I didn't know that they felt that way about themselves. But to break through that was so empowering. So you have to get the negative out. You got to visualize where it is you want to go.
I love that you say get the negativity out of your head, because that's always haunting us. And I think as a business owner, as a performer, we always feel like we're competing with other people. But if you feel like you change the narrative and you're competing with yourself, and how do you make yourself better, which is all-encompassing with your health and everything else. Sometimes taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture really helps me. And then a lot of times I end up like creating a new show that came out of nowhere, and then it energizes me and it pushes me forward, and I don't think about the negativity or anything like that. You can't focus on that.
Amazing. And I love the idea and even the support. Do you feel the support on the stage of the women? Like, give them a round of applause. Right? As women entrepreneurs and women in business, we need to be really focused on supporting each other, right? It is not about competition, it's about collaboration. And when strong women come together, amazing things happen. Okay, so give that one round of applause. So now I want to lean into, what's your why, Tammy?
Oh, goodness. I've actually put my family and my kids through a lot because I do things very dramatically, and there's been a lot of ups and downs. But the one thing that drives me now is that both of my adult children came to me and said, I admire you, and you're a role model. And because I have 6 grandchildren and I do dance parties with them, I feel like my grandchildren are the motive for me now. And then because of Bill Walsh and inviting a date to meet me for the first time at Rainmaker, I met and married Dr. Ed Lawing, so I do it for you now too.
That round of applause.
My why is to really bring joy to people's lives, because I'm a mother of 6, but I have lost an infant daughter, teenage son, and my husband. But I am so joyful. There's so many things in this world to be joyful about, and my why is to really help people overcome that. I invite people to my horse ranch for an experience, and it's a healing place. I've had people just come out and say it's a healing place. And I do therapy with horses. I did the TEDx talk, and that's where I met Bill for the first time last year, and the title was Horsepower, Healing Through Grief and Beyond. So I believe there is so much joy. So my why is to help people live to their full potential, their creators' God-given abilities, live it to your full potential, and to enjoy that.
Excellent. Give that a round of applause.
So number one is my family. I have the best husband. You guys have met him. He is the guy in the overalls, Big Vinny. And we've got 2 kids, so they are by far my number one why. But just a few years ago, I got extremely sick. Prior to that, I was in bodybuilding, martial arts. I was always such a go-getter. And I truly just lost myself for 2.5 years. I was unrecognizable. I had 30-plus symptoms. I was depressed because I couldn't figure out what was going on with my health. I had an experience where God actually told me what it was, and I listened. And I got my life back 2 years ago. I had a surgery, and when I woke up from that surgery, it was like the world went from dark to light. I was back. I was that go-getter again, and that's when I became an integrated practitioner, so I can help not just women, but men too, get to the root of their health issues and just know that there is hope, because for so long I thought there wasn't. I was going to leave the fitness industry because of my health. And, there's always hope. So you have to keep pushing through and believing that you're going to get there. So whatever you're going through, you are making it through. I just feel like I'm supposed to say something to somebody out there about that.
Excellent.
Yeah, I was going to quit too. Right before COVID, I was going to become a professional poker player because I love poker. And then COVID happened. And what really moved me the most during COVID was that video from Italy when they were singing to each other. I'm going to cry. Singing to each other on the balcony, and how I realized people really need to connect with music. Before I moved to Vegas, I was a farmer, and I had sheep. And whenever I would go out and feed the sheep and sing, the sheep would flock to me, and I felt like Babe. Remember that movie, Babe? It was so funny. But I forgot all about that. That music is universal, and we need it. And it's what kept me in the business, and I've never been busier. It's just kind of funny how that happened. But I feel like I need to do this. I need to make people happy, and that's what I do, and I love it.
Amazing. Give that a round of applause. Last question, and I'm going to go around the panel. Tammy, what's one piece of advice you would give to an aspiring female entrepreneur leader as we move forward into 2025?
You came in this lifetime with these abilities that are really unrealized potential. You can trust yourself. And I'm going to tell you, with every single person that I talk to, one of the things that I say is, think bigger. Mm-hmm. Think bigger. You are more than that. And no matter what you have been through, no matter how many supposed or thought mistakes you've made, you are so much more than that. Don't let your past identify you, and think about where you want to go.
So I would say this conference has taught us that relationships are very important. One of the things I want to invite you to do is to tap into your inner expert and then text on, the word on, O-N, to 26786. And I would love to interview you, because my podcast is Spurring Champions to History. So spurs are those little pointy things you put on the bottom of your heel. But what is your point that you take to direct the person in the right direction, because you're an expert? I would love to interview you. So text on to 26786.
So my mission's to go forth. You have to keep moving. I always like to say, as you pray, move your feet. So keep pushing through. Don't compare yourself to others, and then surround yourself. Do things like this. I was able to meet Aoife actually through my husband last year and work with her. She helped me tremendously over the years. So finding people that know more than you, that are doing more than you, and then working with them, collabing with them, and just being in a room like this?
My biggest advice is don't listen to the naysayers. Usually they're the ones who are looking at you wanting to do what you do, but don't, or for some reason something's holding them back. And I feel like a lot of times we listen too much to those people and not enough to the people who can help you elevate your career, your business, your anything, your family, anything in life that where you want to take it to the next level. So seek help on the good level. And then, we have to, I wouldn't say get rid of the naysayers in your life completely, but just don't listen to them. Don't let them be the little voice in your head as well.
Can we give a big round of applause to all of our courageous female leaders on stage? Thank you so much, ladies, for being fantastic panelists. And you are all really, really aspiring, encouraging, beautiful women. I'm so glad we got to have you on the panel.